Good evening, everyone.
What's good, everybody? All right.
Happy Tuesday.
Yep. So we are live on Facebook and also Instagram. I think this is right. I don't know if it's right.
I don't know.
Elder Love,
Hey, God Daddy.
if you could tell me if we are, if our camera needs to be turned.
Hey, Marcella. Hi, Sheena.
Here on Instagram. What's up, Shima? Marcella? Is Marcella home?
Yes, yeah, I came home yesterday.
Oh, good. We're glad you're home, Marcella. All right. How's everybody doing today? We've got a really good topic of conversation for tonight.
God bless you.
Praise the Lord, Cedric. Praise the Lord. I wasn't talking about Facebook, Cedric. I was talking about Instagram. Cedric,
Hey,
run over.
Jessica.
Cedric, run over to Instagram. How to make love work, and let me know if we are straight. If I need to, if we're sideways or if we're good.
Hey, Alicia.
Alicia.
I hope I'm saying your name right. My cousin's name is Alicia. So I figure everybody's name is Alicia.
that spells it that way. All right. What's good, everybody? Nigeria. Hey, Nigeria. I
They said, nah, you just tried to check me. It's sideways. Okay, so we're sideways. Turn the other way.
So you're sideways. Okay. All right, bet. Sorry. We'll do that way. Is that better?
Thanks, I did it. But you gotta tilt it because the speaker.
Oh.
He said that'll work.
Is that better?
Okay, girl.
Look at Cedric. Okay, good. Excellent. All right. So we've got a very interesting conversation. I'll push it back so we're all in there. That's why y'all look crazy.
How we trying? We need to add to our tech team.
Yeah. So we've got a very interesting conversation tonight. Let me go ahead and tell the topic for tonight before we get into it. The topic is
what do you do when your companion is
You're talking low, baby.
What do you do when your companion is a narcissist?
Yeah.
Hey, BM.
What do you do when your companion is a narcissist?
Light looks good on
What's up, Shamika? Narcissist?
No. The light look cute on you.
Marquita said the light looks good on her. That's called a
No
narcissist.
filter.
Light look good on me too.
Yes, it does. Vanity.
All right, bet. All right, so we're gonna let just a few more people get in, because people get in and then they'll be like, oh, so wait a minute, what we talking about?
Yeah.
So let me let just a few more people get in. What we do this week, we finished our lights, putting lights up outside the house. And what's strange enough, maybe nobody does this, but we put lights up and
The exact same way as we did last year.
the exact same way we did last year. And I don't like them. I want to take them down. And as soon as I get some energy, I'm gonna take them down and redo them. That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I don't like them.
So
But-
let's change it.
But I'm gonna take them down and put them back up. A different way. Hey, Terry. So Terry's getting married. What's the countdown? Where we?
This month, isn't it?
Yeah, where are we on the countdown? Terry's getting married. I want y'all to show Terry some love. She's getting married.
Yes, and what's the name too? Mason. Again. Is that this? The Masons. Is that this one?
That's not
Yes.
something
or no?
to talk about.
Okay. Teeth.
It looks beautiful too. What you talking about, Shamika? Oh, the 18th. So that's on a Sunday, right?
Saturday.
That's Saturday?
Yes, December 8th.
Oh, yeah. Because Friday is the 17th. That's Saturday.
Hey,
That's
Mika.
Saturday coming up. What's up, Tamika? We're getting y'all just a few more moments to get in. Does anybody else have any lights up? Y'all did Christmas lights. Cedric, y'all did Christmas lights? Oh, the house. Thank you, Shamika. Anybody else did Christmas lights? Why you got frozen? What's up? What happened?
I was reading.
All right.
I need some energy, man.
So once again, we are talking about what to do if your spouse is a narcissist.
Or your companion.
Or your companion, I'm sorry. Your companion, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend is a narcissist. And you ready to jump in?
That's fine, yeah.
Okay, let's jump in. So can you share where this came from in the most...
Okay, so...
Hey, hold on. Heck no, we're going to do that foolishness. Ain't nobody as skinny as you in the house. Lamar smaller than me. Put him up on a ladder.
No, Lamar can't get up there. You crazy? You want Jasmine to come for you for real now? So this topic was sent to us, and they were asking, is it something taboo or is it something that we could address? And you know us, we're like, yeah, it's something that should be addressed, because nowadays that's all you hear. It's like a tagline now. Everybody's a narcissist, and to the point where it's like, okay, how do we actually weed out those who really aren't narcissists and figure out what is a narcissist, how does a narcissist behave, and how does this behavior affect me in my relationship? So that's why we're gonna jump in on it today. And
so a little more to that, there is a couple where one of the spouses reached out to us and said, hey, my companion is a narcissist. And it has become more than weary to continue a relationship with their companion because they are a narcissist. And it was shared that even with their companion being there in the home with them, they still feel lonely. It seems as if everything is about them. All conversations eventually turn toward them, to where they're the center of the conversation. They're the center of the attention, and everything is about them. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so so that was very interesting to me, and so we agreed to talk about it. They asked us to talk about it, so we agreed to talk about it. I'm gonna let Marquita talk about it first, and then I'm going to give my sentiment. Now, I do want you to share. I do want you to know, which I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I do want you to know this, that you should know by now, if you follow us, that I often have a different take on things. So I'm going to give you my take, my perception, my perspective, and my opinion on this. You may not agree with this, agree with my perspective. And if not, that's cool. I would love to hear your perspective on this as well. So just kind of lay it out, what is a narcissist? And because there's also a disorder. So kind of just lay that out. Yeah. And then I will share my...
You want me to do it? What did you say?
I want you to lay out what
thoughts?
It is.
Okay.
No, just let's start with just trying to define.
All right. So Webster defines narcissist as a person that is seriously or extremely self-absorbed, and to the point to where, in layman's terms, it kind of cancels out others, because it's all about me. The attention should be on me, whether I'm the victim or whether I'm the vigilante. It comes to the point to where a narcissist will be extremely inconsiderate of anyone else and their feelings or what have you, as long as they're straight. And then on the other hand, also, a narcissist can make you feel as if something's wrong with you because I'm right, or I'm up here and everybody else is down here. And that is a hard way to go about trying to compromise or live and mesh your life with someone. In my opinion, it's hard to get along with someone like that, even if you're not in a relationship, just a regular person. In my opinion, it could be very difficult to get along with someone or to have simple conversations with someone if you're trying to just have intelligent conversation or get to a point, or
with someone that is a narcissist.
With someone that is a narcissist, correct. Hey, Danny. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me give you some what are some symptoms according to this particular article from Very Well Mind. It says some of the symptoms associated with a narcissistic personality disorder include belief that one is unique or special and should only associate with other people of the same status, or constant need for attention, affirmation, praise. Another symptom is exaggerated sense of one's own abilities and achievements. Also, exploiting other people for personal gain. Another symptom of narcissism is feeling envious of others or believing that others are envious of them. Another symptom is lack of empathy for others, persistent fantasies about attaining success and power. Another is preoccupation with power or success, or a sense of entitlement and expectation of special treatment.
The one that I feel is really the tagline, so to speak, nowadays, all over social media, is exploiting other people for personal gain in relationships. That seems to be the number one thing that people feel, oh, you're a narcissist, just because they may have said something about them or made them feel a certain way, then automatically you tag someone as being a narcissist.
All right. The other thing, it says that in this particular article, again from verywellmind.com, it says people with narcissistic personality disorder are typically described as arrogant, conceited, self-centered, and haughty because they imagine themselves as superior to others. They often insist on possessing items that reflect a successful lifestyle. And despite this exaggerated self-image, they are reliant on constant praise and attention to reinforce their self-esteem. As a result, those with narcissistic personality disorder are usually very sensitive to criticism, which is often viewed as a personal attack. What's up, Bruce?
Hey, Bruce.
All right, so here's my question to you first. Do you all know anybody that you would deem as a narcissist, according to what we just talked about? Pretty much self-centered, conceited, arrogant,
lack of concern for others, exploiting others for their personal gain.
So has anybody ever been in a relationship with a narcissist, or have you ever been called a narcissist, or are you currently in a relationship with a narcissist?
And then you have some, it says exaggerate. Some people just lie. I mean, that's, I guess, the cute term. You lie about the successes and the stories and the fantasies, the things that you possess.
You want to read what Cedric said?
Cedric says, listen, let's just save the humans some time. The faster they come to terms with the fact that I and my fellow counterparts are right, better than best, and special, the better their lives will become. What
up, Aranetta? So here's another thing. It says narcissism is a term commonly used to describe those who seem more concerned with themselves than with others. But not all people with these traits have a personality disorder.
Correct.
Let's see what else. Okay, so let me jump in. Listen, I will not continue to participate in the mediocre conversation.
Good day.
Right. So here's my take. I have always had an issue with the term narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
I understand other disorders like bipolar disorder. I understand that. That's somebody that's dealing with a personality split or personality divide. I understand clearly schizophrenia. That's a person who has paranoia, hallucinates, hears voices, those types of things.
And all of those are like chemical imbalances as well as mental imbalances.
Right. But I understand those, and I've always been able to understand those. It has always been difficult for me to understand the term narcissist because I could never pinpoint, what people were saying that this was. Mm-hmm. And this is my take on this, that I don't totally believe in the whole disorder or diagnosed condition as a person being a narcissist. Because here's what I believe. I believe that, one, there is not one person that I can name that I know or I've encountered for some time that has not had narcissistic tendencies. Not one. And so either we are all narcissists or this term is too widely used.
Yeah, loosely, yeah.
Because again, everybody is not bipolar. You can't tag that to everybody. Everybody is not schizophrenic. You can't tag that to everybody. But there, and I know a lot of people that I know that are not bipolar and that are not schizophrenic. But there's not one person that I know that in some portion of their life has not displayed tendencies of narcissism. So since that is the case, I mean, and even with us, case in point, there are times in my life that if you've encountered me, even then or now, you may deem me as a narcissist. And same thing with sweet Marquita. There are times in her life that her tendencies are narcissistic. And so are we all narcissists? And so here's the other thing. I believe that I'm a Libra and I'm a little off balance. You are. But all right, but I'll save you though. That don't mean that you are a narcissist.
Oh God.
So here's the other flip side of that.
That's right, Danny.
Because that is the case, it is of my opinion, my perspective, that using the term narcissist, it comes from one that has judged another, and thus you have tagged this derogatory term on the person as a narcissist. And so I think that you decide to stand in judgment, and now you tag this person with this whole derogatory term. Maybe because you're weary with them, maybe because you're just sick of them, you're fed up with them, or whatever the case may be. And whatever the treatment is, or they've hurt you, and all of the above. Not that any of those things are good. Not that any of those things are, that we are applauding those things that they are doing to you, because perhaps you are very hurt, perhaps you are very tired, and whatever the case may be. However, that does not mean that they are narcissists. Here is my thing. If case in point, if the person that you are deeming a narcissist has a way of being condescending to everybody, they talk down to everybody else, and then when they're in the conversation, somehow or another, they're going to lift themselves up and make themselves bigger and make themselves more important than the people that are in the conversation, there's another part of it says that they become antisocial. And I guess if it's not about them, then they retreat and they don't want to really be bothered with people. It's all about them. They need attention and all of that. Here is what is happening in my opinion. You can say, well, you're just a narcissist. In my opinion, when you say you're a narcissist, you have stopped trying. Because it's, in essence, I'm just going to call you a name. And I'm going to tag this judgmental title on you. That somewhere down, you quit. You're just a narcissist. I give up because you are this. And I don't believe that this is a thing. I think that are deeply insecure. Perhaps they are deeply wounded because of some trauma, and they display these tendencies because they are insecure. But it's easier to just say you're a narcissist because I'm tired of you. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, you're making sense. You're making sense.
Yeah. So.
Okay, wait a minute. Can you guys hear it? Okay, no, he said never mind. Okay.
What?
He can hear us.
Am I the only one that lost audio? Oh, okay.
Never mind.
All right, good. So, yeah, I just think that
You're making sense. I think it's just, I guess, for people decide whether or not they want to continue dealing with someone. Like in the example that you just gave, if you're always around someone, if that person is always condescending and talking down on someone, it's hard to not address what that issue is. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying yes, tag them and make them be or call them a narcissist, and that is what they are. They could have issues like we all do. However, it will be up to those people to decide whether or not do I want to even continue.
Yes, I agree. But that's in any relationship.
Yes, any type of relationship.
Do I want to continue to work? Because relationships are work. Mm-hmm. And so, but I think once you tag on the term narcissist, it is to say, because you have a condition, I give up. Because there is no hope for you because you have this condition. You are a narcissist and there's no hope for you. I disagree with that. I believe, once again, that a person that exhibits these traits is like a chihuahua to me. Mm-hmm. Where a chihuahua is very intimidated and very insecure, right? And so because the chihuahua is insecure and intimidated, they are going to bark away the danger. Every time they sense it, they're going to bark away the danger. They can't. Well, I've never been a chihuahua, but they're so small. I mean, I've never had a chihuahua, but they're so small. I mean, they really can't beat, the pit bull or whatever, but because they are so
noisy and loud,
vicious with their bark and their manipulative tactic to keep you back, they become the dominant person. But what's happening is that dog is insecure. That dog is weak and that dog is intimidated and fearful. Mm-hmm. Some of your explanations is acceptable. However, if you fall under the definition of a narcissist, you are one. Well, we all are then. If that's the case, you one too. If that's the case, because all of us have selfish tendencies. All of us have a point where we want attention. You can be the baby child and you need attention just because you're the baby child. That's just how you were raised. Everybody kind of catered to you on average.
I think when it comes to like what she just saying, if you fall under that definition, then you are one. I think when it's clear and evident that people will say you're not a narcissist when you have balance, or when you have, even if you went through therapy or something, if you've been clinically diagnosed as being a narcissist, and you learned how to have balance to where if it's not all about you, you don't just retract and go find where it could be about you, but you actually can recognize, oh wait, I'm doing it again, let me chill out, and actually pay attention to somebody else so I can invest in them as they're investing in my stories and in me. There has to be a line drawn. You can't just say it's all about me, because then it'll be all about you by yourself.
So exactly. But I think that for me, my perspective, I throw away the word narcissist. Mm-hmm. It's dead to me, because I think when you use the word narcissist, you become distracted from what you're really dealing with,
which is the insecurity,
whatever
the roots are.
Yeah, whatever those roots are. If I say you're a narcissist, then I don't have to get beyond that and actually figure out what is wrong with your husband, or what is wrong with your wife, or what is wrong with your companion, your mate. What is wrong with them? But if I say you're a narcissist, it kind of stops me. You're just a narcissist.
Now, I can see if you have come to the point where you say, okay, I'm noticing, you have that discussion, I'm noticing, no offense to you, but I'm noticing some narcissistic behaviors that have been being displayed, and it's making me uncomfortable. So I want to be with you. I want us to make this work. I think we need help to make this work. That's a good way to go about it. If you have somebody that is a narcissist, or that you feel is displaying narcissistic behaviors, then that's a way of going about it, instead of just saying, oh no. Especially if you love and care for this person, it's just that one thing about them that just... Ugh.
If a person is displaying narcissistic behavior, according to what you're saying, and you come and tell them, hey, you're displaying narcissistic behavior. If they really are displaying those behaviors, then that immediately will turn them off.
It will. You have
for you to say to them they're displaying, because you called me a narcissist, which is fine. Some people it may work, but according to these tendencies and these symptoms and these traits, that person will totally tune you off,
right.
and defend and deflect
and attack, probably,
and attack even. But again, and I'm not saying that they're right, but I think again that there's something behind that. There's a reason why they, because we know a person in our life that's been around our life, that every time you talk to them, they start talking about what they're doing and how big they are and and how great they are, and they are clearly none of that. Mm-hmm. Like, not even that we're hating, like literally. They are.
It's sad. Mm-hmm.
They're in a delusion, but
denial.
They've always been that way. Even when they were on top and doing some stuff, but they've always been that way. And so you got to figure out, like, what is that? You know what I mean? Where did it come from in your childhood? Did you always have to compete with your brothers and sisters for father's approval or for mother's attention? And so thus you had to always kind of talk up. And so that's become who you are. That's become a coping mechanism, because competing for father's approval or mother's attention hurt. Mm-hmm. It hurt you, and it made you feel lonely, made you feel that you didn't belong.
And something was wrong with them.
And so thus you become the chihuahua, always backing people off so that they won't hurt you. So I go ahead and tell you up front, I'm doing this, whatever the case may be. Or I will go ahead and up front and manipulate or control the situation, because I am really keeping you away from my vulnerability.
Out of my business.
I'm keeping you away from my insecurity. I'm disguising my weakness mm-hmm. with my bark. And if you can get to the point to where you can get beyond, I just need a tag because something is wrong with you, and actually try and figure out what is wrong with them, or what's not necessarily wrong.
What's happening? What's taking place, right?
What's happening with them, then you can perhaps actually help them create a path of transformation. Or what's been said?
Danielle says the problem here is that this type of person is typically scared to do the work to get to the root.
Right, that's true. Mm-hmm. Because to do the work to get to the root, they are more aware than you may think. They are scared to do the work to get to the root because they are scared of what emotions that brings up.
Correct.
They are scared of what rocks will be turned over to and them to discover, or others to discover what's under the rock. Mm-hmm. And so thus
exposure.
They're going to be the security guard of their traumas. They are guarding their dramas and their true hurts. Mm-hmm. Again, so to me, they're a narcissist. I think that's just
a cop out.
A cop out, yeah. I think it's a judgmental tagline or the judgmental tag.
I think it seriously has become that, especially with social media. Everybody's a narcissist. It's like, oh my goodness.
They are weak, perhaps. They are very insecure, perhaps. They are immature, perhaps. They are running from a trauma, perhaps, mm-hmm. and they are maybe trying to compensate for something that may have happened to them, and they are so focused in on what is happening with them or what did happen with them, to where they don't even see you. They are glad that you're there. And here's the deal. Wait a minute. What was this? I don't want to miss this. That's good. Are you saying that? What do you say? Are you saying they are hesitant to be vulnerable and transparent? Yes. They're not only hesitant, they are almost refusing.
Right. I was gonna say it's darn right. It's outright refusal. You think a narcissist is narcissistic is symptom and not the condition. Say that again, Danny.
I think the behavior that we deem a person as a narcissist is yes, it is symptoms of what is happening on the inside.
Especially non-diagnosed.
And I think the diagnoses, I know you may disagree, but I think the diagnosis is garbage.
I don't think it's garbage.
I think it's garbage.
There are some people who really have been conditioned to have all of these symptoms, so to speak, to where they actually have to think in their mind that something is actually, I need to take a look at myself. Maybe I do need to take a look at myself. It's like a blockage or something.
Yeah, but I mean, I can tell you that, hey, you are damaging your family. And that alone can make you look at yourself. I ain't got to call you a narcissist.
No, you don't have to call them a narcissist. But I'm saying if it's to the point to where it is a serious clinical issue to where they're damaging themselves and others, and
to me,
there's a lack of empathy.
If it's a serious clinical condition, then it's not narcissism. There's something else going on with you. Then you may be bipolar, or you may be schizophrenic, or you may be another condition. Those are just two I can think of right now. Or you may be a psychopath or whatever. I think it goes beyond narcissism. So here's some causes, and this is why this is more evidence as to why I think this way throughout the term narcissism. While the exact cause is unknown. Mm-hmm. So how can you diagnose me when you don't understand, you don't know what causes narcissism, but yet you got a word for it? I
mean, there are a lot of illnesses that they don't know the direct cause. Heck, COVID. We don't know the direct cause for COVID. But China. It's called COVID.
China.
Don't say that.
While the exact cause is unknown, researchers have identified some factors that may contribute to the disorder. Some early life experiences are thought to contribute to narcissistic personality disorder. So that's what we're saying. That whatever is happening with you is happening because of something that you went through. And you are displaying your residual hurt from it. It says certain things including abuse or trauma, excessive praise. Perhaps you were getting too much praise. And you feel entitled. People should be always praising you.
Because your parents did, or your guardians, or whoever.
Here's another cause. Lack of authentically validating environment. Lack of an authentically validating environment. So the opposite. You didn't get any praise. Mm-hmm. Or parental overindulgence, where your mom and them thought you were the world.
Yeah, you just was rotten.
Or unreliable parenting. All of that. Unreliable parenting, one. Parenting that's overindulgent, excessive praise. All of those things to me can really draw back or lead back to your adolescence and what happened then. And if you really look at what happened then, and perhaps you are married to a person that you don't know their past. You don't know. You have no idea who you married. And maybe they haven't told you. Maybe they are going to guard that. And you're just a narcissist. Or no, maybe the person was violated or molested, or their upbringing was unreliable.
In their mind, it's subpar,
unstable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Their parents weren't there, and they've made it a thing about them that they're gonna live in such a dogmatic way so that doesn't happen again. You know, so it's easy, in my opinion, to say, hey, you're a narcissist. And fine, if you say that, okay, cool. What's that going to help? That doesn't help the relationship. Just because you tag them, you're a narcissist. So I think, and again, I know y'all should know me by now. I talk dogmatic. I'm very emphatic when I say something, and whatever. So you just gotta have to get used to that. But I say throw it out. I say throw out the word.
Right, where do you think it comes from? Is this something that is seen as they were growing up, or is this a learned behavior?
I think it is
it could be a combination of both.
I think it's a reactionary behavior.
I think it could be a combination. Yeah, he answered it.
But the causes. But I also think that it's a reactionary behavior because of this is why I do this.
Genetics and biology are also thought to play a considerable role, although the exact causes are likely complex and varied.
Yeah. So what do you do if you have a person in your life that is as you may call, a narcissist. I think one, which is just always in any relationship, in any situation, what you should do, pay attention. Of course, in this situation, a person is self-absorbed, a person is exploits others, a person, everything is about them. You have to pay attention through a lot of fog and a lot of hurt, especially if it is your spouse. If it's not your spouse, then move on. Right? Mm-hmm. If it's not your spouse, then move on. I know that's easier said than done.
I mean, you're not in a committed relationship to where you've said vows before God. So
I don't play with God.
So yeah, it's like, okay.
So if it's not
but it could be hard. Even if you did marry someone and you saw it before, but you excused it, and now you're married to them, it's like, what did I do?
Yeah.
That's hard.
So what really, now in the scenario that we're talking, not necessarily we're talking about, but the scenario that brought this conversation up, there are a lot of missing elements to it. We don't know a lot, and we didn't ask a lot, but so we don't know exactly what the situation is. But it makes me ponder, what was the attraction in the beginning?
I mean, it could be the power that the person possessed. It could have been their confidence, and all of that can be attractive.
It also says that a narcissist is often charming. Okay,
yes, it could be the charm. Yes, the charisma. Yeah. Like I said, and that is attractive. And it could be attractive.
But what is charming? Because now it's almost as if charming is deceptive.
No, it's not.
Well, they were so charming that I didn't see.
No, it wasn't that.
Because they probably still are charming. Go ahead.
They probably still are charming. Charming doesn't have to be deceptive. Cunning, on the other hand, can be, but charming I think it's a positive characteristic. But it gets to the point to where when the charm starts to wear off, and you're like, do I really know you, or do I really like you as a person? So
then the other thing is, here's what I always believe: whoever the person is, they've always been that, and they've not hid it. You may not want to see it. No, they may have hid the stash that they had or the record that they had.
Yeah,
but that's not hiding who they are.
That is.
Whoever they are, is
sneaky.
It's there all the time.
Some stuff is hidden. I say, yes. For the most part, they show you who they are. But heck, you got people that's coming out of the woodworks, whole different identities. And
I'm not talking about their.
They've been living for 40 years as somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not talking about if they are Peter or James.
No, I'm not talking about that either.
I'm saying.
But that's a good factor.
I'm saying, whoever they are. So here's what I believe, and I may be wrong. I believe that when you're about to get into if you're about to add somebody to your life, I believe the Holy Spirit that is connected with you and connected to you and committed to you will not allow you to go in blind. I think that is the commitment that he makes with us. He's not going to let you go in blind.
I agree.
And so now you may ignore it, or you may deny it.
Think you can handle it.
Or think you can handle it. But I believe, and maybe this is a spiritual part, I believe that the Holy Spirit's commitment to us is to not allow you to go in blind. I remember I was in the back of a police car.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Holy Spirit, activate. You can hide the essence of who you are. Absolutely, you cannot hide the essence of who you are. One day or 90, something is leaking out. So I remember I was in the back of the police car, handcuffed in the back of a police car, and I was with a young lady at the time, and this relationship was just not good for me. But I was entangled, infatuated with the relationship. We both were. What's all this?
Go ahead, tell your truth. Story time.
Y'all saw all that? I'm trying to tell my story. Is she all in the sky?
I done heard this story. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
Okay, then forget it.
Let me tell my story. Not that.
Because you've been a narcissist right now.
Oh, boy, don't make me say stuff I'm supposed to say.
Let's talk
about it. Story time.
So.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, it's up.
I was not supposed to be around her either. And
How did that make you feel?
Oh my God.
Cedric!
You don't want me to tell my story. I'm done. All right, let's
Tell your story.
Let's go
No,
back.
tell your story.
I was not supposed to be around her, nor was she supposed to be around me. Anyway, long short, I think we were engaged. Yeah, I think we were engaged at the time. And I was headed to her home. Once supposed to be, I shouldn't have been going over there. And I believe God stopped me in my tracks and put me in the back of his police car. And he said to me in the back of the police car, in my spirit, it was, I've never heard God as clearly before that. This is what he said to me. Either marry her or leave her alone. I've already shown you what you're getting.
I wanted the part like when it says marry her. Like when if you would have married her, I've already shown you what you're getting. So why would you tell me to marry her?
Because it's up to me.
Sure.
I've shown you what you're going to get. So either marry her or leave her alone. That was God saying, all right, this is my exit. Do whatever you're going to do. I got your grace. I got grace for you in whatever decision you make. But I've shown you what you're going to get. Now what you going to do?
What did you do?
I married you.
No, be clear, nigga. That wasn't me. Shoot. What? Woo! Woo! Jesus.
What Tamika say? God did his part. Oh. Woo. You feel that? Where your shoulders at? Woo. Come on, hold the spear.
Stop. She's activate. Stop. Mrs. T said we have to have a conversation.
Who said that?
Mrs. T.
That was not Marquita, first off.
Let's be clear.
And I don't know if Terry knows that is. Anyway, that wasn't Marquita. But and I did not marry her. I left her alone.
Ooh.
What you say? I just be here for the story time. I know, right? That's all you be here for is the story time. So I left her alone because in that moment I had to rewind in my mind. What has he shown me about her?
Okay.
What did he show me about her? You're already in trouble with the law with her, and now you're in the back of the police car with her, and it's been tumultuous this whole time. So all that was playing in my mind. So that's what he showed me. This is what this recipe produces. And so I believe, to the point of the conversation, that you see it. Charming or not. You see it.
Guess he told me. Ooh, try.
So yeah, that's just my thought. So what do you do with a narcissist? I had this conversation with somebody else, and they said, well, you have to set your boundaries. You set your boundaries, and you won't be able to talk then.
Hey man, nobody knows what's going on inside.
She asked me to hand her a piece of candy. She's gonna be the whole time not being able to talk.
Man, go on now.
Whoa, God is showing me something right now.
Yes, he is.
So somebody was saying, hey, you got to set boundaries and you have to set consequences to your boundaries. In essence, I'm not going to continue to be your punching bag. So here are boundaries. And here's what you have to abide by. These are my conditions. If we're going to continue in this relationship, so set boundaries and have consequences to those boundaries. But they don't like boundaries, not set on their own will. You're not responsible for what they like or what they don't like.
But then how do you do that when the person may feel like, oh, now you're trying to control me. Now you're trying to control the situation.
Well, you have to be, first off, you have to take control of yourself. So what is a recommendation of that conversation, on that conversation? So you have to take control of yourself. Stop making yourself obligated to their happiness. Stop making yourself obligated to them being comfortable and you not being comfortable. So if you set the boundary and say,
you can't fix them. You can't fix them.
Right. So if you set the boundary and says, hey, so let me tell you what this is. Setting the boundary is being controlling. Let me say this first before I continue that.
Honestly.
It's being controlling. Because you may say, well, the reason you set the boundaries is because they're the ones always in control, and they're the one who's controlling and trying to control me, trying to control the relationship. And that's what a person with those insecurities and with who's weak and who doesn't want to be vulnerable and doesn't trust well, they control. They control everything that's happening around them. And we said that's bad, maybe it's bad. But I don't want you to get in the seat of judgment to become an angel, because when you start setting boundaries like, okay, I am going to leave and you're going to have to do this before I come back. You are now being the controller. Here's what I don't want you to be. Don't act like your control is noble and their control is heinous and demonic. Control is control. I don't like that type of judgment. Now all of a sudden, you're the saint because your control is helping their relationship. No, it's not. It is control. Let's take the positive and negative out of it. Control is control. Now, you are responsible for you. Mm-hmm. If you decide, I do not want to take this, and I am asking you to go get some help. You don't have to get it, but I'm asking you to go get it. Here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, whatever. I don't know what your condition may be, but I'm going to do this while you go get some help. And this is what I am willing to do or not do until you get some help. That may be your condition. What I'm saying is set boundaries and have consequences to those boundaries. Marquita and I have set boundaries because here's my thought. I think we're both narcissists, and I think all y'all watching me are narcissists too at some time or another, or you're a narcissist and in denial.
I'm not a narcissist.
And in denial. So, but we've set boundaries. We've set boundaries like, just in the way we talk to one another. Mm-hmm. I can't control you. You can't control me. However, when you talk like this, I am not going to respond to you. And Danielle is, we saw all these confessions coming up. Danielle is another narcissist that's in denial. But we set boundaries. And I'm not controlling you. And here's the thing. You cannot get in a place where you're trying to play chess so much. But what if they do? What are they going to do if I set this boundary? Mm-hmm. Because what's happening is that probably the reason why they are barking so much and they are hurting you so much because you haven't enabled them to do so. If you don't knock the hell out of that child after a while, he's going to keep, being a brat.
And overtake you one day.
We saw this child tonight after the performance that was hollering and screaming. And the lady was doing absolutely nothing to the child, just holding the child. And I guess the child didn't want to go wherever they were going. And you could tell that the child is in control of everybody. Right? And fine. But if you continue to do that, if you continue to enable that, they're going to continue to do that. So you need to get off the hook of wondering or worrying about what they are doing. Because for one, it's showing your sign of insecurity in yourself.
Don't choose violence. No.
So you can choose violence if you decide that's your narcissistic way.
No, don't choose violence.
But the point I'm making is you need to and here is the other thing. We say narcissists are selfish. Is they're self-centered. They're self-absorbed and blah, blah, blah. Well, when you decide that I'm going to do this for me, for my sanity, or whatever the case may be, you are being selfish. Yeah. Once again, let's take the judgment out of selfish. Selfish is selfish. When you say, well, I'm going to do this, you can't say, well, I'm doing this for us. No. Stop. You are doing this for you. You are making a selfish decision, and that's okay. Don't nobilize. That's what I don't like. Don't nobilize or give your selfishness sainthood. And their selfishness, they are narcissists.
Mm-hmm. Unconsciously, that's what we do. Because we're saying, well, no, I'm doing this for us. I got to do this. No, I have to do this for me. because you're going to obviously do what you need to do for you. So this is what I'm going to do for me to control what I can control, which is me and my actions. This is what I'm going to do. You do what you need to do. And if we work, we work. If we don't, we don't.
It's always met with such shade and attitude.
I mean, that's just what it is.
All right, what did Erica say? Find a way to hold a mirror up to them so they can see themselves. Counseling or converse with a third party whom they would listen to.
If you hold a mirror up, they're going to be...
Find a way to hold the mirror up to them. Perhaps. That just sounds
they
so...
may not see it, though.
That sounds so... what's the word? That sounds so judgmental. That sounds so self-righteous. What I want.
Let me let you see yourself.
Yeah.
They may not see themselves. And then they're going to be like...
Find a way to hold a mirror up to how bad they are. Because if you flip that mirror, you're gonna see how bad you are, too.
And that's what they're going to hear. What about you?
Right.
You're not going to see none of that. And even with
the
that...
way to hold them... the way to hold them accountable is just that.
So I was going to say, okay, Dr. Williams.
Make them accountable. Like, I don't like when you do this. Not that I'm right or you're wrong. It's just, this bothers me. And here's the consequence of if you decide to do this.
Yes,
Y'all, excuse us 1 second. Good night. Shut it down. So, accountability makes them flip out. Yeah. Accountability makes them grow up. Flipping out is a tantrum. That means they need to grow up. And you may have to go through them having the tantrum in order for you to actually enjoy a peaceful relationship. Let them go through that moment of tantrum or that season of having those tantrums because you're making them accountable. Because anybody that is not accountable is a recipe for a disaster. They are a monster. If you're not accountable to nobody, you are detrimental to yourself.
And that is the truth.
So in that, you have to, you don't worry about their tantrum. If you're too insecure in your relationship and in yourself, that if they have this tantrum that they ain't gonna want you anymore, for one, you're probably wrong because their insecurity doesn't want to lose you.
Right.
But their immaturity is going to have them
puffed up, and I can do without you.
And respond in a tantrum.
Yeah.
All right, what did now that good English, stop nobilizing being selfish. Insert Samuel Jackson's.
We just talked about that.
Absolutely, yes. All right. So, what questions do you all have on this?
I would say, if you have a companion that is displaying these behaviors, be selfish. Do what you need to do for you, because you can only control you. And then, like you said, set the boundaries and lay out the consequences for those boundaries not being respected, and go from there.
I say love them, don't parent them. Yeah. Don't try to parent them. Love them. Because I was thinking, love them back. Not love them back, but love them to health. Because you may not be loving them back to health because they may have never been healthy, especially if it's rooted from their childhood.
Right.
You may need to love them to health. But sometimes I say love them to health. Some people become their parent. They want to coddle and they want to, and such as, no, don't do that. You have to allow people to grow up. People are not going to change. That's my thought. But you have to allow them to grow up and give them room to grow up.
I was just going to say, they need room and space to be able to do that, because growing it can be painful. It can be hard because you have to let go of some things you have to take on and adapt to. And that's not easy for most people, especially if it's something you're going against the grain of what was or what is.
Right. Cedric said that used to be Jasmine's favorite. She would always threaten to leave until I would say, then doggone it, leave. You need help packing? Do you need a suitcase? And it ended all of that drama. And I guess what he's saying is that, you call people out on their tantrum. And you allow them to grow up. Don't, like even with Marquita and I, with the children, because of her motherly instincts, she still steps in and does things for them that she doesn't need to do for them, because if she continues to do them, they won't grow up.
And I don't want to handicap them.
So allow them to grow up. Allow them to get upset with this task that we have given them that they've not done. They may have seen us do, but they've not done, and they have to be accountable for it, and they're left to do it. Have the tantrum, but there's a consequence behind it. So you have to have boundaries, and you have to have consequences. The boundaries is, we're not going to do it, you're going to do it. The consequence is, now, unfortunately in our house, Danielle, the consequence is violence. If you don't do it, I'm going upside your head. And they have to, you allow them to grow. You allow them to grow. And here's what our children have always done. And perhaps they've done it because of being threatened. I don't know. But they've always stood up to the bat. They've always grown to the occasion. They've always grown to the occasion because they were allowed to grow. They were
in practice.
And this is what Erica was saying. They saw. We allowed them to see that they had a deficiency there. Just as simple as you don't know how to wash the dishes. And you don't know that until I tell you to wash the dishes, and we ain't washing them, and you ain't eating until the dishes are washed.
That's how we grew up.
And then you have a deficiency. You learn, I have a deficiency. I don't know what to do with these dishes.
And I better learn quick because I'm hungry.
So that's them. That's the mirror being put in their face, like what Erica was saying. I have to do this, and I don't want to do this because you've always done it. You've always enabled me. You've always done this for me. You've always protected me from having to grow. So let me help somebody out tonight. Stop helping them.
Stop coddling.
Not grow. Because you don't want them mad at you, or you're insecure that they may leave you, or they may not want you anymore because
and
you
if they leave, you just get better.
No, that's not what we're talking. That's not what we're promoting.
Well, that's what I'm gonna tell you. If they leave you, okay, they gone. You'll get better.
Or Terry said, I had those, and Rodney shut it down after a year. I know I wanted to be with him, and we have 5 years later. Ian, he dealt with a lot with me, and you dealt with, I'm sure, a lot with him. We all have to grow. We all have to grow. All right. Danielle says, I need to see this conversation planned in action. I need a reenactment and see this played out.
You want some musical theater right now? Yes.
But that comes from that comes from a place of fear, and it comes from a place of a controller trying to play chess. Danielle, because if I can see it all the way through, then I know what move he's gonna make when I do this, or I know what she gonna make when I do that. So I'm gonna do it like this. So that comes from a controller trying to control and play chess. There is no and I think again it comes from the fear of what the tantrum may be, or fear of what their reaction may be to your setting boundaries. Their reaction may be to your setting consequences, which means that you are still operating in weakness. You're still operating in insecurity yourself, and being manipulated and controlled, and enabling them to continue to keep chaos and drama in your relationship. You are forfeiting the peace because you are unwilling to get over what their reaction may be. Yeah, their reaction is not your responsibility.
Yes.
Only your action is your responsibility. Their reaction is not. So you have to ask yourself, are you secure in your relationship? That if I set boundaries for my peace, am I secure enough
To handle what comes with
to
that.
handle what comes with that.
What may come with that.
And do you really have a solid relationship? Because if I have a solid relationship and that person really loves me, then I'm setting boundaries because I know they love me and I don't know what they're going to do. But I hope that me setting boundaries for my peace doesn't mean you're going to say bye-bye to me.
Right.
But you'll never know that. You'll always live in fear unless you do set boundaries.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. That's when we got to put on our big girl panties.
Come on now.
Make some big girl decisions.
As Tamika said, I don't wear panties. I'm not a girl.
Big boy drawers and big girl panties. Oh, you have to make those.
I don't wear drawers.
What you wear? Boxer briefs, underwear. Don't tell these people what you wear.
You just you naming stuff.
Hush.
I'm a sophisticated.
Hush. Don't say another word about it. I'm being controlling. I'm sorry.
Consequences are coming.
All right, now play with me.
All right. Okay, it's 9:30. So this was what I would call more of an intellectual conversation regarding such a mental.
It's a serious thing. It's really prevalent.
Perception. I don't call it a mental condition. I call it a mental perception, not a doggone thing. Let Willie free.
Cedric, stop the madness. You're just.
She told you. Hey, Jessica. Hold on. I need Jessica to stop co-signing and instigating. She be ready. She be ready to come. Jessica, wait till Tuesday to come at her pastor.
Okay.
Jess, you need to go repent to Jesus because she waits till Tuesday night to come at her pastor. All right, it's 9:30, baby.
Okay.
So listen, if you all have a conversation that you want us to talk about, a topic that you want us to talk about.
Send it in.
Send it through Instagram. What's up, Instagram, y'all? Send it through send it through Instagram inbox or send it through Facebook Messenger, and we will talk about it.
Post it. Yeah, email.
Yeah. Or put it in the comments or something like that, whatever it is, and we will try our best to keep your identity in confidence unless you want your identity revealed. And if you do want your identity revealed, you're probably a narcissist. You need attention. I will on December 19th. Exactly.
18th.
She said 19th.
Ooh.
This will be the day after she got married. I really enjoyed this one. It helped a lot. Good content. Excellent. Thank you. And again now, this is not Bible. This is not the gospel truth. These are our perspectives, and often we think similar,
yeah.
and sometimes we don't think so similar. And
it's okay.
I learned that we all are narcissists tonight. Y'all go ahead and read what Cedric said.
Oh no, God, Cedric. God, the description.
Hey, but you keep pulling me to you, though. I love y'all. It's the truth is what I needed. We ain't.
No.
There's some of us, Tamika, who are in denial. Danielle. Marquita.
I'm not in denial. I live in my truth.
All right.
I don't play with God.
All right. Good night. We'll see y'all. Y'all share this. Share. Bye, y'all. Good night. How do I end this? Now,
y'all go see his old man.
I seem like the old man now.
So how do I end this?
I don't know how to end this. How you end it?
X.
Oh. Get the hell in the room.
I can't deal. Crystal, girl, you gonna have to go back and watch this.
Yeah, we
Good
done.
night.
What, okay.
I can't. You know it'd be hard for me. Oh, the last episode.
What happened to the last episode?
We're not gonna talk about it.
What last episode?
The one that just aired.
Who said that?
Cedric.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it another time. It's 9:30.
Y'all know he's so rude. He ready to get out. I ain't pressing it.